Hey, more nuclear morning. We're coming up on the anniversary of Fukushima, 9 years, right? So, happy anniversary. I took the time yesterday to re-pull and just quick look at some of the release inventory records, how they're presented, the number of isotopes talked to. And what's of interest is the half-lives of those particles and the quantities. So if you're isotope inclined and you go look at those numbers, and in the back of your mind, remember it takes what the industry calls terms 7 half-lives for safety. And all that means is the material has decayed enough that in that quantity that it might be safe. That's all, it might. See, hear that qualifier in there? That's frickin' science. Some people in a room hear that and say, oh, I understand, there's a nuance here. And some people in the room say something else. So when you multiply those half-lives times 7, add an extra sheet in your extra column in your spreadsheet and start to put those numbers out there. And then go back and review. Now you've probably got 5 to 7 release inventories open at this point. And you're realizing that they're significantly, one of these is only showing a dozen isotopes. Well, that's more than people are talking about, but this one only shows, almost a dozen isotopes because they're isotopes of concern, right? These are the high-risk isotopes, the long half-life isotopes, or even worse is the nasty decay chain isotopes. The 238 that they're talking about is a very clean decay chain. The other isotopes that were released, remember, this is a ratio thing. If one escapes, another escapes. Maybe 10 of one, 1 of the other, 3 of 8, whatever the numbers are for that special cauldron that is or was, still is, Fukushima. Those rods are still burning. So that's a bit of hindsight, a bit of insight into putting numbers together and using them to calculate risk to human populations. Use them to decide how many available hospital beds you should have for an emergency. These are discussions at large institutions. They were discussions at large institutions. But thoughts and prayers. Think about it and vote.